Now we have the adamantium, so now we can go all the way up.
Oh. Can you go up anywhere else or just there?
Just there, unfortunately. It would be nice if there was a whole... Wow, I rarely do that. It would, and I'm not going to cut it out. It would be nice if there was a whole upper stratum.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That you could go explore, but unfortunately there's not. That's
Holy
a cool little
shit.
bit with that airship in the background, and what appears to be a fucking tram.
What the fuck?
There's a bullet train, right? That's a bullet train.
It is cool seeing the propeller ship back in the clouds and everything. This looks great.
Yeah, this does. And you were correct except the proportions are a little weird because that bullet train appears to be large enough for Reyna to just straddle. But
she's like,
Exactly. We were all thinking it. Rocket punch.
These enemies they're cool looking.
Yeah, you were right, by the way. Apparently there is, or was, a lost civilization from which all this technology is derived. Because Sid or Mid was like, oh, it's true, they were real, because they saw the airship and got engineering boners. As you would, I imagine.
So that ship in the background, is that yours, or is that another one?
I think that's supposed to be your airship.
Oh, okay.
Like, you boarded to go wreck their day.
So you have to go from, like, you're going from section to section just taking out their guns?
Yeah, you have to take out all the side cannons one at a time so that you can approach the main entrance without getting destroyed.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a good justification for putting you through a small enemy gauntlet.
And this game, like, just from what I remember, watching the videos and commenting on the last few ones, this is doing so much more.
It does, yeah. In terms of, this is the... And that's what I was trying to express when I was discussing the leveling problem in 4. There just aren't enough story beats in 4 for you to naturally gain the levels that you need.
Yeah.
5, you still need to do a bit of grinding, but there's so much more going on from place to place to place that you get into more battles along the way, more battles that are justified and aren't just random encounters, which means you're more engaged from moment to moment, which means you don't even notice that you're gaining these levels. You're just naturally, oh, cool, I leveled up. You're not just walking back and forth going, fuck, is that good enough? Am I high enough level now?
Yeah, it's just cool to be like, okay, go to this part, destroy this. Like, that makes it... Because you think about the traditional JRPG, and it's like, oh, you walk around, you get in a fight, and then you walk around, you level up. But you can break it up a bit by saying, hey, go over here and destroy these guns. Go over here and destroy those guns. Like, essentially, you could be playing like a shooter or something. And fly your ship over to this way, shoot them out. Fly over to this way, shoot those ones out, and then you can enter. But just to add that sort of element to this type of game, even though you're still doing the same thing, you're still just moving around and fighting.
You're still moving around and fighting, but like I said, it's justified. It makes sense within the context of what you're doing. It isn't simply walking around getting in the fights.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, 5 is the point where they really started to do a lot more with the game's story. Well, 4 is the point where they started doing more with the story. 5 is where it grew into what we know now.
Soul gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this H.R. Geiger gun.
Yeah, that's a really cool enemy design. Yeah. I love seeing and looking in the sky as well as looking at these games, the transition from your very medieval organic enemies to this machinery.
Yeah.
And it's fucking... There's a level of organic in the machinery, but it's just super fucking cool.
Almost like the gun was grown.
Yeah.
Which was my favorite type of tech. Like, it's somehow grown from a tank. And so it has those organic curves to it, instead of looking like, well, pure machinery, but it's basically the alien from Aliens.
Yeah.
Like, this thing looks artificial, but it's... Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, wow.
Also, Galoof is afflicted with old, even though he's like an 80-year-old man.
I was just going to say, well, who got the old beam shot at them? Like,
Ferris got it as well, right at the end. One of its attacks just does that. And again, I have no idea what old actually does.
It makes you more distinguished, and you get that discount at Denny's.
And there's a 25% chance that you become a hardcore racist. You just, once you hit a certain age, you just roll that die. And you're like, man, come on. Yes.
No, I don't have to answer for anything. Shit just comes out of my mouth, and I don't...
Oh, I thought you were saying yes because you got the not racist roll. Nope.
No, now I'm too old to change my ways, so people just let me be. I can grab women's butts and call them sweetie and all the time, and not respect them, and not respect people of color or of any type.
Not respect anyone who isn't exactly me.
I could hate young people all the time.
That's fine because I hate old people.
Mage.
Yeah, la mage. Except I hate old people because I worked in a deli situated right in the overlapping zone of, I think, 3 retirement communities.
Oh.
So their customer base was primarily upper middle class retired white people, most of whom were over the age of 65. Like our average customer age was probably 65.
Yeah, that's rough.
And those sorts of people have certain tastes and certain ways they expect things to be done, which don't quite gel with my idea of not being a dick to everyone.
So you say certain tastes, but what you're really saying is they like roast beef.
I was going to say that, actually.
They like prime rib.
They love prime rib. They love 2-inch thick cuts of prime rib, which is thicker than you can actually appreciate, I think.
It's way more protein and stuff than you'll need at that moment.
Especially when you're an old person who doesn't work out or do any exercise, really.
And also, and I don't know if this is a palate thing or what, maybe it enhances the flavor of their prime rib sandwich when they only eat a third of it
and then throw it out.
Yeah, just fucking stomp it into the ground.
Yep. Just order their giant plate of food, including this expensive cut of meat, and then eat a little bit of it. It's like, oh, I'm done. And then the waitress comes by and is like, are you done with that? I'm like, oh, yeah, you could take it. And, they have to go dump it.
You want me to box that up? No. Burn it. Burn it in front of minorities that are starving.
Yeah. So I think from episode 15, I cut out what I did for the edits is I cut out most of the dungeons and kept like the interesting bits. Mm-hmm. In 6, I really hacked it down. Whoa.
There's something coming out of you.
I know. Just I will. Yeah, that was weird. Get back in there, you.
I will be reborn.
Get down in there. Give me the rod. Give me the rod.
Give me the throat rod.
But in 6, I got very aggressive with it. I think in 7, I'm going to try to be even more aggressive with my edit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about how to do it going forward.
Whoa!
Yeah, these fucking Rockenites.
Look at my junk and my balls. Not those balls.
What? This ain't a plate, that's a bag.
What balls are you talking about? I don't know.
I've got so many. I'm confused.
Handfuls of balls.
Oh, everywhere. And then for 10-2, like I was saying on the podcast, for 10-2 and 13, I think I'm just going to make those like, I'm going to try and make them like 5 episodes each. Just big chunks, like we'll sit down and basically watch a movie.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Like watch a few movies for Final Fantasy X-2 and get through it.
Well, and the way I see it is, and man, Lamia's looking good in this game.
Yeah, she is.
But the way I see it is 7, nobody needs to see a full playthrough of that.
Oh, no. You don't need to see the in-betweens.
And if you, like, you can find that if you want it.
Yeah.
And also, I think everybody that would be anybody that's going to be interested in watching it probably is familiar enough.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things that you're like, oh, I know this game. I'd like to watch someone play it. Like when I watched the best friends play fucking Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I love that game. I'd like to see someone else who loves and appreciates that game, because that's just, it's a weird thing, and it's something that people who don't understand Let's Plays just don't get. They're like, why would you watch someone play something when you can just play it?
No,
like, well, you watch people play football when you can just play football.
It's that same thing when people are like, wrestling's fake. It's like, you watch Game of Thrones, fucker. Don't talk to me about fake.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about, and this is one thing that watching a game being played versus playing it is that when you're playing a game, you're like in it and you're focused on the playing. But when that's taken away from you, you can focus on other things.
You can focus on what's going on. You can think more about the story or the mechanics, or like we talk about how this game compares to 4 or 2 or 1, which is kind of the point of your Final Fantasy, really. And so watching someone, like you're right, watching someone play it does have an entirely different experience from playing the game.
It's like how different it is doing a doing a Let's Play while you're playing. And the game is, like we sucked at Crash Bandicoot.
We did. But when we play the remakes this summer, I'm gonna crush it though.
Yeah, and then but then when you played it after that, you got really good at it.
Well, also I hadn't played it in over 10 years beforehand. And the first Crash Bandicoot, by the way, pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because and I fell down that hole when I had no reason to. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 1, actually pretty hard. It just, they didn't have the refinements that 2 and 3 had.
Yeah.
Just to raw controls, which is something that we've seen with Final Fantasy over these various playthroughs, is it's just improving, which is something that if you were playing them live, you wouldn't quite I'm sure you would appreciate it, but you wouldn't. I hate dungeons that do this. See, I would leave this in like the 7 the other playthroughs I'm gonna do. I would leave stuff like this in because I think it's something that's worth commenting on. I hate when dungeons do that.
Yeah.
When it's just a part of the floor that just drops you down.
Holy
These fucking
shit.
psychedelic archaeotoads. Yeah. And I leave in interesting enemy encounters as well. Like, holy shit, look at this thing. Look at this Messalin nightmare.
I'm so high right now.
Are you high or am I high? I don't know.
Are there 3 of you, or am I seeing 3? Yeah, those just pitfalls that
Those
come
pitfalls
out of
that you can't even... There are a couple of moments in Final Fantasy VI that do that, but when they do it, there is a subtle hint to it. The ground where the floor will fall away is slightly discolored. And so when you go back, you can see that. Right? Here, it's the same color as the floor. It doesn't even show up if you have secret equipped. That makes sense. If you have secret equipped, you see, oh, that's a hole in the floor. Except it doesn't do that. It just dumps you down, and then you have to run back again and again. I hate when dungeons do that.
Or if you fall, at least have something exciting after you fall. Like Super Metroid, you come up into this one spot, and you see a power-up, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna get that missile upgrade, and then you fall through a hole, and then you have to fight like a fucking Chozo that's real badass.
Yeah, when the hole is something that they've designed for you to fall through, and that's just part of the dungeon itself.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the progression, is going down, as opposed to here, where falling down just sets you back a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's just mean.
And 6, like I said, the same area where it has those pitfalls, it does that for one of them. It drops you down, but then there's a hidden character that you go find. Like, oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
So you get a hidden character, you get a piece of magicite. It rewards you for falling down that hole. As opposed to these holes.
God damn, dude.
We'll get there soon.
I'm just thinking about the jump from 5 to 6, and then the jump from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then we start playing 8. Playing 8 live.
I can't wait to play 8.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think I'm going
excited.
to appreciate 8 more as an adult.
I'm gonna appreciate it for the first fucking time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
And I'm interested to see what you think of it, having not played it. And you just have kind of tangential knowledge of it, don't you?
I know.
Like, you know it exists, and you know about, like, Squall a little bit, but you don't know the trappings of it.
I know there's a school. I know there's a car.
Yep.
I know cars. I know that you mash square when there's a summon, I think.
Yeah, to boost them.
And then there's the draw system.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
So this thing is rough, and I'm just running away. Well, Ferris barely got out of there alive.
Fuck.
Yeah. That was a fuck moment. But
yeah, all crouched down like.
Yeah.
Shame. Sorry guys, I had to live.
But yeah, it has all of those things, and they're going to make more sense once you play it. And it does some very interesting things. Unfortunately, those interesting things are a little marred by the other aspects of it, like the draw system.
I'm honestly really dying to see how it compares to 15.
Yeah.
Given that the magic system seems similar, and it's also got a car. So I'm wondering if, I want to compare and contrast 8 and 15, because to me those seem... I don't even know what the characters in 8. I know Squall, and that's it. And that I don't know. Like, I don't
most
know
people
the story
don't.
Or anything.
And it's a shame, because 8 has some of the sexiest characters in all of Final Fantasy.
Oh man.
Yeah, pretty sexy. But there's... I remember them for some reason. I don't know. Actually, I know I remember them. It's because I started playing through the game last year. And I'm like, wait, I'm going to be doing this next year. Fuck it. Oh, here's the king, just hanging out. And it's like, oh, that thing's blocking the way. Would you mind taking care of that weird, like, snake?
I don't want to touch it.
The tiny little snake monster? I'm scared of snakes.
It looks like it just wants to get inside.
I want to get inside you and wriggle around.
Kind of fine entrance.
Up inside you.
Oh wow, it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
No wonder you didn't want to fuck with that thing.
And it looks like it's belting out a line from Bastard Son of Odin.
Born to kick your ass.
Fuck. Sometimes you hear a song and you go, yes.
Yeah, immediately. I was like, how... Because you had said that the vocalist sounds like Rob Halford. I'm like, in what way is this vocalist going to sound like Rob Halford? And I was like, yep, that immediately. Like, I get it. Like, I see where it's... where she's pulling her influence, and I want to listen to more just to hear her range.
Oh yeah, like I said, I just discovered them, and it's because they just released a new album, and they're repped by the same label that reps Nightwish and a couple other bands that I listen to. So it makes sense they're from fucking Finland.
Yeah.
But yeah, their latest album is called Bringer of Pain, and she elicits quite a bit of range on there.
Because I was like, you know, I get I'm not really super into the very beautiful, like, operatic female voice. Like, it's nice and everything, but it's just not something I'm really into. And so to hear the, like, raw, like, meanness, like that almost falsetto, like, almost 3 inches of blood. I mean,
almost,
you know,
getting there.
In that realm, like, I was really pleased to hear that.
Yeah, see, I do love the more operatic type. I like when it has more of a metal edge to it, which Nightwish does most of the time, but sometimes that style, like, it just gets too almost thick. It's almost like listening to syrup.
Yeah.
Right? And I enjoy it, but I just need something to, like, clear it, kind of cleanse my palate, and I love the 3 Inches of Blood, or now Battle Beast, because I get to hear this other wonderful voice, which is just on the opposite side of that spectrum, where it's just this fucking banshee.
Yeah, like, it's great. It's just great to hear a female vocalist. It's just like, you know, fuck that. I'm gonna fucking yell. It's like,
But not just scream like the other bands I don't like do. Like, you can do it, but you can also sing. It's wonderful.
Yeah, be dynamic. It's crazy. So is this thing giving you a hard time?
A little bit. Unfortunately, my most powerful weapons are the Coral Sword. This thing absorbs lightning, and Coral does lightning damage, and so I have to switch those out, which means I healed it for like 1400, and dropping down in weapon power is pretty significant right now. So I'm going from doing like what would have been 700 damage if it didn't absorb it to only 400. So I got to put in a little extra work to make up the damage that I healed it for, but I'm gonna get there. Otherwise, it's not too bad. Ferris just has to dump like a cure 2 on the entire party, and there it goes. So I'm back. I'm not really dead. Yeah. The King of Tycoon, I guess, revived it, or maybe the crystals revived it. It's unclear. This game needed a slightly better localization than it received.
But King Tycoon was really, really stoked that it came back to life.
Fucking air wings. So many enemies in this game have that attack. It's the catch-all, will hit you all with damage attack in this game. I'm gonna pop that chicken in the oven real quick.
Chicken in the oven. I'm gonna sit here and keep doing my physical therapy is so easy that I have to do, because I got kind of like weird pelvic bone alignment, and so one thing that the physical therapist told me to do is to either sit or lie flat on the floor, and then I put my hand on my knee, and then I try to bring my knee to my chest, but then I push against my knee with my hand, and I just hold that for 6 seconds, and I do 3 sets of 6 seconds of that, and she's like, that's it? Like, that's all I gotta do? She's like, yeah, I mean, and then I gotta, like, squeeze my knees together with my fist in between. I'm like, man, that's real cool. Like, that's real easy to do. And she's like, yeah, you'd be amazed at how much you can fix your body with just little stretches and little bits of movement.
Ethel went to her chiropractor yesterday, and as we were driving home, she said her chiropractor lectured her a little bit because she hasn't been coming in frequently. I'm like, Ethel, are you telling me you haven't been making regular appointments with your chiropractor? That's just irresponsible.
You haven't been coming in regularly for me to, like, jerk your back around and pop it. Is it? Hopefully it's a good chiropractor that, like, actually does some physical therapy, doesn't just pop shit.
Hopefully. It seems that way, but it also seems like he primarily does alignments, which, is mostly just cracking your back.
It's like, I could do that myself.
Which, hell, if it has, what's the word I'm looking for? If it has a placebo effect, then hell, it's still working in a way. Which, whatever. As long as he's not saying he's curing diabetes.
Yeah. There's always that's one of those things, is that if you know anybody who's into physical therapy or a physical therapist, and then you mention chiropractor to them, they're like, sworn enemy.
Well, chiropractors have the gall to call themselves doctors.
Yeah.
Doctor is reserved for people with PhDs or MDs, or people with doctorates.
Yeah.
That's why you're called a doctor. Because you have, to earn a doctorate, you need to advance the field a little bit, right? Your doctoral thesis is you looked at something and advanced it, even just a little bit. You made new knowledge that other people in that field can learn from, because you know so much about it that you can now advance it. That's what a doctor is. They're not just someone in a fucking coat. Yeah. They're not just someone who's like, oh, I'm gonna move your spine a little bit. You can't. It should be illegal to call yourself a doctor.
Yeah,
you're not a fucking
it should
doctor.
Be.
But anyway, the king is obviously possessed and evil, and Galoof and Butts are like, we're gonna stop you, but Ferris and Reyna are like, He's Pops. He's Popo.
But he just said now the four of you will die.
Oh no! We got. Now they're back at your side. Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's kill this fucker now.
I guess that means I get to be queen. So that's nice. That works out.
You know what? You missed like 12 birthdays. Yeah, let's kill this fucker.
You missed 12 birthdays and 6 Christmases. Only 6 because Jesus Christ just died in this world, so we've only had 6 Christmases.
These camera movements are pretty cool.
Yeah, it's better than 4 where they had to keep the...
Jeez.
Yeah, just threw magic at him.
Even that little bit of animation, him sliding around, that's cool.
In 4, the camera always had to be locked to one room, which sometimes was much to their detriment, because there are occasions where the text box was over the people talking. So like, this looks bad, but okay.
Galoof is like, what?
I remember now. Ding, ding, ding.
So he just fucking loses his fucking... Oh my... What? How does that... That's some, like, Metal Gear Solid shit. Like,
yeah, it is. When you shoot the exclamation point above a guy's head, and he gets dizzy. Galoof got his... Now he has his full memory back. Cryo just made him dizzy, and he throws up.
Just to physically see your emotion floating above your head, and then to lose it, and be like, I don't know how to feel right now.
I am confusion. Man, Butts is the only one with no family in the room right now.
And he's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Where's my bird?
This is like when I got back from Iraq, and we'd been traveling for 36 hours, and we get off the bus, finally, and there are families everywhere, and they're like, oh, you're back, congratulations, I missed so much, and I have no family there. All my friends are still deployed, so you know what they did? You know what I got to do? I got to help unload the bus.
Oh, wow.
Everyone else was fucking hugging their family and seeing their kids and their wives and their girlfriends and their husbands and shaking the hand of the commanding officer and all that. And I'm standing there just as tired, just as back from deployment as anyone else. And someone taps me on the shoulder and was like, come on, help with the bus. They had a working party of people who hadn't been deployed helping with that. As well you should.
They're like, you look like you can lift heavy things. Here, unload this bus.
Yeah, I guess. And then the best part is a few hours later, after we got done with all of our redeployment stuff. So all the crystals are broken now, by the way, which is bad news, because those crystals are actually sealing away the spirit which has been possessing everyone. Remember the queen was like, I see a shadow or something?
Yeah.
This is what she was talking about. It's X-Death.
X-Death.
Which is probably the most straight... Yeah. Miss me, Galoof? Yeah. X-Death strikes me as the sort of motherfucker who would do finger guns, unironically.
And, like, make sure every time he pulls the trigger, there's, like, an explosion sound somewhere, because he has the power to do that.
Oh, I see. He has actual magic. And so, he makes an actual explosion noise.
What you gonna do, X-Death? Uh-oh.
The crystals are dancing around us.
What do those crystals want?
Where do they want to go? Where do they come from?
What do they want? They'll never stop.
They'll hump the bars.
So do you have to fight the crystals too?
Not yet.
Butts just got fucking slammed.
Yeah. You better shut up and jam. So about 2 years ago, I got on a real Space Jam theme remix kick.
Yeah.
Where people just take the lyrics and the music to the Space Jam theme and overlay it over some other bit of music. And they've done that with a lot of like anime and video games and whatnot. I've shown you a couple.
Yeah.
And from time to time, I'll hear a new good bit of music that I like and try some combination of that song's title, except replacing some word with baller or slam. And I having recently beaten Final Fantasy VI, the final track in there is called Dancing Mad, and it's fucking amazing. Way better than One Winged Angel. But just a raw curiosity, I went to YouTube. I'm like, I wonder, Slamming Mad. First result.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Slamming
man.
Mad.
Sometimes I really...
Slamming Mad and Dancing Baller
Oh my god.
are on there.
Sometimes I'm really grateful for the internet.
Yeah. I'm grateful that someone thought of this before me. Like, I did that with 7 as well. I wonder, One Winged Baller. Yep, there it is. And it's pretty good.
So Salsa is a dumb name.
It is a dumb name.
That's my mom's dog's name.
Oh, no.
It's a good name for a dog.
It's a good name for a condiment.
But not for Ferris.
No. Ferris is such a better name.
Like, why would you name one daughter Reina?
And then Salsa.
Like, your name will be Franklin, and you shall
be Hamburger. You'll be... No, you'll be Balsamic.
Well, that even is a little too distinguished. Like, you're Peanut Butter.
There we go. Can I at least be Mr.? Nope.
Just peanut butter.
Oh.
Can I be Chunky? Nope.
Unless you gain some weight, Tubby.
Oh. Tell someone that they can't be chunky unless they can gain more weight, and then tell them they're fat. I don't even know if I want to get more fat now, but I want to get more fat to get your approval.
Oh. So now the crystals aren't trying to kill us; they're lending us their power. So we get more jobs, yay! Samurai, yes. Lancer, Dancer,
Prancer.
And finally, Chemist.
Chancer.
You just now get Chemist, but they've been throwing mix items at us for the past several hours, at least. At least since the Fire Castle, if not before that.
You get Laser, and Blazer, and Taser, and all sorts of
And
Mazer.
And Frasier. I wish Frasier was a job. All you did was make sardonic comments until your dad gets mad at you.
And then you just laugh at simple people and talk in a really deep, distinguished voice. I wish I could pull Frasier voice out of my throat whenever I felt like it.
You need to specifically be trained how to talk like that from birth.
Yeah.
There was an article about it a while ago that I neglected to read, but apparently people who went to basically private schools for a while in America, basically, whatever age he is, have Kelsey Grammer, have that manner of speaking, because they just drill it into you.
That's crazy to me.
It's just a matter of, habit, basically, until it becomes second nature.
Because it's like pure, like, grammatical correctness and everything. I couldn't imagine speaking that way. That would be... I mean, it would be great to have that knowledge, but man, that would be weird.
Pure grammatical correctness and that enunciation of every little particle. It's crazy. It's something I wish I could do.
It's super like stage sounding too. Like it sounds really Shakespearean and really like you're on a stage.
It's that ability to project yourself without yelling, which is what actors need to do, because you can't just scream lines, but people need to hear you in the back. The auditorium will help you, but you got to get the voice out there. And now they're giving us some background. Basically, Galuf came here 30 years ago to fight X-Death along with 3 other warriors, and they beat him, but they couldn't destroy him, so they sealed him away.
Uh-oh, he's all...
Yeah.
There's no water for him to look... Well, maybe they're way above the water, right? Is he looking at water? He's looking down now.
I think he's looking at water. He may as well be.
But I want to tell you my story, but there's no water around.
And also, it's like noon? I don't know.
Let's lower the ship a little bit, boy. I gotta stare at some water.
Let's lower the ship and wait 12 hours. Let's all go to sleep, and then you can wake up and then find me, not in bed, and then come find me outside.
But you gotta hide in the bushes, see, while I'm speaking to the water, telling you my story. But I'm gonna act like you're not there. It's the only way I can open up. Don't ask why.
Never ask why.
He
It's just what we do.
grabs him by
by the lapels.
Don't ask why. It's just how we do. Then he brushes off his chest and it's like, see you later.
Yeah. So all the fucking the crystals are gone, which is the only reason Galoof came here. X-Death is back, and X-Death went back to Galoof's world.
Oh.
And so now he and Kryl are gonna ride this meteor back to Galoof's world.
That's like some fucking painkiller shit.
I was going to say exactly those words.
Like, that's straight up what a painkiller would do. Like, I'm gonna ride this meteor back to go destroy some evil.
Except I like the idea of the sky just basically burning, and then the clouds part and there's light, and where you're expecting like an army of angels to come storming down, it's just the painkiller on his fucking dragon motorcycle with its razor blade wheels.
I'm like, did you... and like sideways.
Sideways to get that perspective going on.
Because gravity doesn't matter.
Nope.
It's like spaceships. Why are they always right side up?
Yeah.
You know, the painkiller's like, I don't have any right side up. I fly any way I want. I'm the fucking painkiller. I'm faster than a laser bullet.
How fast? Bullets are fast. Lasers are fast. You know what's the fastest? A laser bullet.